Yes, Chongyun, we get it.
Genshin infused
Yes,
water with ice is the most effective.
it is the most effective. I literally just logged in. I was on the phone with somebody for way too long. I'm very embarrassed to say. But, we're here. And I'm excited to see this event story through to the end. The currents of life. You thought it was all a misunderstanding caused by yokai, not expecting there to be a secret behind it all. And for some reason they're making us wait 4 hours. Somebody's blowing up my phone. I hope it's not that person. Oh no, it's not. Good. I don't need any distractions than more than I already had for the past hour. I'm like an hour late to stream, y'all.
We've
So
been waiting quite a while, but the Shrine Maiden still hasn't shown up. It looks like we'll just have to start the third round without her. Who will we team up with this time?
I hope we'll team up with Miko. Myself personally, we have not seen much of Miko this entire time, or Ayato, but I would love to run into them here for this final day. Look how much the lighting changes when you walk into the forest. It's this scary effect that I never. Oh God. Is the test of courage site really all the way over here? What was I thinking? Sorry about this word silence. Alrighty, where are we?
Traveler,
Hey
Paimon,
Zo,
please let me
hi.
be your partner for the final round of the test
But
of
of
courage.
course.
I'd like your assistance with this investigation, since you two are the only ones who have seen the alleged ghost.
A
That's fine with
ghost.
Paimon. What do you think, Traveler?
Fine by me. Do you have any ideas of where to go, Hazel?
I have a few theories, but we don't have enough leads yet. There are some places I'd like
What
to
do you think
investigate
is
first,
going on?
so you two can accompany me.
Hazel
Sure,
has
where
to
would you
know.
like to start?
Oh. Why am I
want to go
yawning?
back to where we first met up. According to your accounts, you encountered the ghost there and passed out. I believe there may still be some clues there.
What could be there?
Do we really have to go there? What if we're walking into a trap?
I think we are walking ourselves into
Are
a
you
trap. I
worried
think
that
that
she'll
lady
be
might be
waiting for us?
planning
If anything,
something.
that would make things easier. My worry is that we won't be able to find her. Honestly, it'd save me a lot of trouble if she
A
were to show
lot
up on
of
her own.
trouble.
Wow, Hazel, you're fearless.
You better
The
be
more
fearless.
cases you see, the less afraid you become. Let's go.
Akitsu Kimodame. I can't even say the whole thing. The Currents of Life, Act 3. Go to where you team up with Hazel to investigate the truth behind the test of courage. You feel reassured with him. I always feel very reassured with him by my side. Y'all need to see my Hazel hangout video. It's one of the best videos I have on the channel, and it's just because
This should
I
be
was very happy with my
approximately where you
reactions
first
in that
encountered
video.
the ghost. Of course, we cannot conclude whether the woman is actually a ghost or not at this
I think
point.
she's a
But I'd
yokai.
like to go over
I think
everything
she's
that
not a
happened again.
ghost. She's just a
Do you
yokai causing
recall
problems.
anything she said at the time?
I can't remember
She
anything.
warned us not to go near her, and she said if we didn't leave, our souls would become trapped.
Like a ghost.
Paimon doesn't want to
Ooh.
remember that moment. Paimon's shivering just thinking about it.
And then what happened?
Then
What happened
everything
after?
seemed to get darker, and Paimon started to feel dizzy. There were ghostly flames flickering all around, and Paimon saw some sort of black mist surrounding the ghost, and then Paimon passed out.
You passed out?
Based on your account, it does really seem like you've seen a ghost.
Mm,
Exactly.
very
So
much
are you
exactly.
convinced he was a ghost now?
It's
I don't think he
possible,
is.
But I'm more interested in what she's actually trying to achieve than what she is.
What is the
Even if
point
she
of
is a
her
ghost,
being here?
as
Who
long
is
as she
this lady?
possesses some sense of reason,
Who could
then
she
there must be
be?
some purpose behind her actions.
Wasn't she after our souls? She said that herself.
No, she has to have a greater purpose than that.
I think she was just trying to scare you.
Yeah.
Oh, you think so?
Think about it. If I had the ability to take your souls, then why go to the trouble
Yeah.
of warning you
She would just
over
do
and
it.
over
It's like
again?
phasmophobia.
Besides, a ghost wouldn't have allowed you to walk away knowing about the secret of its powers.
That does make sense. Huh. Why didn't Paimon think of that?
Because you're always too scared to think straight.
I believe there are only two possibilities. The first is that she wanted to reap your souls, but there was some condition that had to be met. You know, like what we usually call a curse. But if you had really been cursed, then you would probably have noticed it by now. So, this is the less likely scenario. I believe she was just trying to scare you away.
But why would she want to scare us away?
Paimon
Paimon
knows.
knows. Maybe she was trying to get us to quit so she could claim the test of courage prizes.
Was she a registered contestant?
Oh. Probably not. So why does she want to scare us? Do you have any ideas, Hazel?
Based solely on your account, I don't believe she actually meant any harm. She just didn't want you to stay here. But this evidence alone is insufficient to make any valid assumptions. She could very well be guarding some treasure or covering up a crime.
I think she's covering up a crime.
Though, my intuition is telling me that neither of these hypotheses are correct. Let's continue investigating the surrounding area.
I wonder where she could be. Hazel, what do you have to say? Just that's it. That's it. What's this? There are some footprints visible on the ground. However, upon closer inspection, they seem to belong to Hazel and myself. Huh. Could that woman really be a ghost? I'm surprised we left such heavy footprints. We're kind of heavy. I looked around, but I haven't found any clues. Looking up, there are a few benches that have been bent slightly outward. Discuss what you just found with Hazel. Maybe they climbed up the
Have you
trees?
found any leads yet?
I noticed some branches that seemed a little unusual.
Yeah, some tree branches seem like they were bent by something, but
What could they have
that's not it.
done?
I see. After you left, I took a good look around the area.
But-
Aside from the bent branches, there are burn marks in some places, but that doesn't really tell us much.
Fire? What could have
If only
caused
there was
this?
some more conclusive evidence.
What?
Excuse me.
Oh.
Sorry to interrupt.
It's the yokai again?
Oh, it's you guys! What are you all doing here? We heard you were out searching for clues, and we wanted to help.
How though?
Oh, that's really brave of you.
Actually, we're also really unsure about what's happening here.
Stop
We just
yawning,
asked the
Unique.
members of Mr. Ito's
You're
gang about what
always
happened to
yawning.
them,
I swear to
and
God.
it sounded really scary. That lady is either a nasty evil spirit or a
I
formidable
think she's a very
yokai.
formidable yokai, and I
Either
think
way,
Miko
it's
managed to
not
drag
good.
her over here.
But we still want to hold the Mikawa Flower Festival.
But if she hates that
We
festival,
long
is it
admired
really
the
a wise
friendship
idea to
between
do
Lord
it?
Kamai and the samurai, which is why we want
I've
to
seen
hold the
some
Mikawa
very
Flower
good
Festival
fan art
to
of,
return the favor
I
we
think it
once
was
received
the
from
samurai.
humans. Even though our powers are
I've
limited,
seen some good
we
fan art
don't
of
want
him with
this
the
bond of
Wolfman.
friendship to vanish. The Mikawa Flower Festival is meant to be enjoyable for everyone.
For everyone.
The Chinju Forest covers a large area, so it'd be great to have more help in the investigation.
This forest is
Welcome
actually
to the
really
team.
huge.
Let's all do our best to figure out what's going on.
Don't worry, we're very familiar with the area. We won't miss any
We
clues.
won't miss any clues. We'll be just fine. Investigate the little yokai's finding. What did they find? Huh?
Look what I found down by the river. Huh? What is it?
Is it a scrap of black cloth? I've never seen fabric like this before.
This is a piece of shade cloth.
Shade cloth?
Like a ghost?
Yeah, it can effectively block out light and is used in a variety of settings, including stage performances.
Oh.
There's a rough tear in the cloth, probably caused by a sharp stone.
Maybe
Or
somebody
maybe some
behind this
branches.
event is causing this.
Branches.
That darkness we saw earlier.
Suppose that a large shade cloth was originally hung from a tree, bending the
Oh,
branches.
those were the
When
bent
the
branches
shade
we
cloth
saw
was removed
earlier.
from the tree, perhaps one of the corners caught and the branches ripped it, causing a small piece of black cloth to fall into the river. Either she didn't care, or she was in too great a hurry. Perhaps she had other things to handle at the time.
But why would she hang shade cloth in the trees?
To darken the area and scare
I'm
people.
only speculating, but maybe she used it to create the atmosphere you experienced. Let's not worry about that for now.
Oh,
There's
like
still
how the
many
forest was
variables I haven't
darker than
deduced yet.
usual.
Next, I'd like to investigate the place where the Arataki gang encountered her. Do you know how to get there?
Oh, I know the way.
You know
I
the
asked the
way.
gang members where their encounter with the ghost happened when we were chatting earlier. I'll take you there.
Good. Please lead the way. Let's go find out what's going on.
Follow the little yokai to the next investigation area.
This is the place.
Mhm.
They claimed that as they passed through here, the area suddenly grew dark, and some ghostly flames appeared out of nowhere.
Huh. What a coincidence.
That is a coincidence.
We saw the very same thing.
Let's start by taking a look around the area, just as we did before.
Look for clues. We can talk to Hotsume Kozo.
I found some sort of smashed ball under the tree. The inside of it looks like it was blackened by smoke, and it smells like fireworks.
So it was a firework bomb? But what would that have to do with anything? Heizo?
Uh-huh.
He realizes something is up here. Somebody's doing shenanigans.
Judging from the burn marks left on the scene, the ghostly flames you saw were not created by yokai power. Rather, they appear to have been caused by something flammable.
So this
I'm not
wasn't
sure what, though.
the actual work of a yokai or a ghost. It was fire. Kappa?
There's some strange powder in the cracks of these stones.
Gunpowder.
I picked some up and sniffed it to see what it is, and it made me really dizzy. Ugh. I'm so tired now.
Heizo?
Similar scare tactics. And she didn't have the time to completely hide the traces. I believe we're closing in on the truth now. I'm almost certain that the woman you encountered was not a ghost.
Then what was she
possesses
doing
no
here?
extraordinary powers. She was merely scaring people with some small props she had set up ahead of time.
Some small props? But can you really do all that with just some props? What we saw was absolutely
But
terrifying.
how would she have the fireworks to
First
do
and
this?
foremost, the test of courage contributed to the unsettling atmosphere here.
Yeah, and how
You
would...
were initially frightened by your first encounter with these three yokai, and then shortly after, you ran into the mysterious woman.
The mysterious
It was
girl.
natural for you to be on edge. Because you were already tensed up, you were breathing more rapidly and inhaled a lot of sleeping powder that she had sprinkled around the area. That is what caused you to feel dizzy. That's when she pulled down the shade cloth and lit those so-called ghostly flames, creating a terrifying scene. That's the most likely explanation anyway.
But
So, it was all just a show?
then where is she now?
She tricked us!
There is, however, still one loose end. The person who commissioned my investigation did become stranded on the beach as a result of some unusual power.
Yeah.
That couldn't have been accomplished by just a few small props. But if she possesses such powers, why bother with the theatrics?
Oh, Paimon can't wrap her head around all this.
She can only use props to scare people in the forest, but she can use strange powers on the beach.
Interesting.
I see. I think I've figured it out.
What did you
Whoa,
figure
that
out
was
then?
fast.
If we rule out the potential of organized crime, then only one possibility remains.
What could it
I know
be?
who the woman is. Let's go to the beach.
You know.
We'll come along too.
Who is this lady?
No, you should go back and tell the others not to be afraid and not waste their time searching the forest. The truth has surfaced. It's time to put an end to all the unnecessary panic and await the outcome of the test of courage.
Okay, but please be careful. If you run into any danger, simply call out our names. We'll be able to hear you.
There shouldn't be any danger now, but thank you anyway. Let's go. Let's search along the cliffside. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a chunk of earth that's unlike the others.
Why would Heizo know about all this? After the investigation, Heizo eventually comes make a conjecture. The next step is to look at the beach. Now, what would give him the intuition to look over here? Of all places. Look for anything unusual on the beach. There's a shiny over here. Da 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 da. She's here.
I knew that you would come find me here.
Does she realize that we know who she is?
There she is. Paimon thought you were a yokai like the others, but they said they never seen you before. So, who are you? And why did you try to scare us?
Who is this lady?
I have already warned you never to speak to me. If you don't leave now, then...
What is she doing?
She's terrifying! Heizo, it sure doesn't seem like she's using
How
any
is she
soft
doing
business.
this?
Don't move. Just trust me.
What's Heizo
Your
do?
yokai power won't scare us. It will only hasten your demise.
Yokai power?
Huh? How did you know?
Wait, she is a
You're
yokai?
a yokai that emerged from an object and assumed a human form outside of your own body. When this type of yokai is close to its own body, it can use some yokai power, but that ability weakens as it moves further away. And if the original body is destroyed, then the yokai that originated from it will likewise perish.
So it's an object that she...
Should I refer to you as a Hagoita spirit
Oh.
or Tsukumogami?
Don't bother. You may call me Hanyuda Chizuru. That is the name I go by now.
Chizuru, why do you want us to leave?
Chizuru.
If you're a
So
yokai,
she is a
you should
yokai.
understand why the other yokai want to interact with humans.
But what was with all those fake effects?
Besides,
If she
we had
really
great
is a
time playing
yokai,
Akitsu Yugen together, didn't we? Just
what she
like the
must have
story
done
of
is she used
Kamai and
props
the
with her
samurai.
powers together.
Yes. That's why. That's why I don't want you to be sad too.
What?
Sad?
What are you talking about?
I'm sure the yokai have already told you of the story about Kamai befriending the samurai.
What happened to
They don't
Kamai?
actually know the entire story.
Been after.
The samurai was about 25 years
An
old
animated
when they met at the
cutscene.
festival. They met again 10 years later
When he was
and
35.
remained friends. They spent time together drinking, traveling, and sparring. When they had first met, they merely respected each other. But
But-
10 years later, they became best friends.
Wow.
After another decade, the samurai had reached the pinnacle
So
of his
beautiful.
swordsmanship and won their duel by a narrow margin. Kamai was so astonished by his defeat, he gave up drinking and began training to become stronger for their next duel.
But what about the samurai?
However, another 10 years later, Kamai did not meet the samurai. As it turned out, war had broken out in the south, and the samurai had gone to defend the border.
Southern Inazuma.
Kamai was unconcerned, because 10 years was nothing in a yokai's lifetime.
But for a human,
But when they met once again, Kamai discovered that the samurai was already 65 years old. He couldn't believe his eyes when he saw the samurai's gray hair and scars covering his
he's
body.
ancient.
Hey, old friend.
He reminds me of Albedo.
Can you still wield the sword?
I'm getting too old to fight.
He is.
This time, I've come to say goodbye.
I see.
Time
Then,
continues to
how about
pass.
one last game of Akitsu Hazara?
All right.
This
The
is so
samurai gave his
beautiful.
best effort during the game, but had to quit halfway through because he was too weak. After putting down his Agoita, Kamai remained silent for a long time before letting out a long sigh.
What a shame.
Their friendship started as something they looked forward to, and in just a few
It's
decades,
the
it
issue
turned
of
into
longevity
regret.
versus someone's
Lord
short human
Kamai's
life.
appearance hadn't changed, but his dear friend in front of him had grown old. The joys of friendship gradually gave way to the pain of regret. People often say that those outside the situation can see things more clearly, and I learned a harsh truth after witnessing all of it. Everything that people come to regret is inevitably set in motion from the beginning. We yokai are different from humans. We have longer lifespans and different natures, but we share the same world. We interact with one another. We are drawn
They
to
talked
one
about this a
another,
little bit during
and will
Yaimiko's story
eventually part
quest.
ways. When the dream ends, all that is left are sorrowful memories and lingering pain. Even a wise and seasoned yokai like Kamai felt sadness when it was time to say goodbye. Imagine what a pure and kind little yokai would feel.
Well, it's something that humans have to deal with every day.
Oh,
So, you mean...
I was hiding on this beach, waiting for the last of my days.
But you're a yokai. You should be long days ahead of you.
But those 3 yokai came and set up the Akitsu Yugen here, which woke me from my slumber. I didn't want them to approach humans with unbridled optimism and enthusiasm just because they'd heard the legend of Kamai and the samurai. That would simply be repeating the same mistake.
Is that why you pretended to be a ghost? To scare all the people away from here?
Yeah.
Oh, so you must be the one who trapped that guy
How
in the
did she manage to
beach.
do that? I guess you her yokai
A
powers.
little bit harsh, don't you think?
My power has become pretty weak now, and most of the time I just use some props I've collected to scare people. I can't show myself when there are a lot of people around.
That
But
eye,
that jerk was greedy.
that eye
He
patch
wanted to
she
steal the
has reminds me
decorations
so
from Akitsu
much of
Yugen and sell
Zero.
them for a profit.
Zero from Dragon
That's
Guard
why I
3.
used my yokai power, to teach him a lesson.
Teach him a
So
lesson.
that's what happened. You have a strong sense of justice. By the way, how did you know the rest of the story about Kamai and the samurai?
it's okay if you don't want to tell us. I've already figured it out. Your true form is this pair of Hagoita, isn't it?
It is.
Hagoita? Oh, wait! So that means she's...
The pair of Hagoita used by Kamai and the human samurai to play Akitsu Hazura hundreds of years ago. You gradually developed sentience after being influenced by great yokai power. You were the closest to witness their story. Even with the yokai power's blessing, the Hagoita have started to rot away after hundreds of years. You can't sustain yourself, so you were forced to rely on props to scare people. And if my theory is correct, this pair of Hagoita is also the item we need to find for the 3rd round of the test of courage.
Excellent work. You figured it all out.
Miko.
Congratulations, little ones.
He planned
You've
all
passed
this.
the 3rd round of the test of courage.
Miko? And the Shrine Maiden? Paimon thought you went missing.
I apologize for causing you concern. It was actually Lady Yai's idea.
Well, what did you think? Were you scared? Because fear is induced by uncertainty, the more chaotic the situation, the better. Having the event staff also mysteriously vanish only added to the uncertainty. I must say, I think this test of courage truly lived up to its name.
So you're the one responsible for all the scary stuff.
Of course, yeah, she's always the
Hitomi,
mastermind.
Go tell the others that the test of courage has ended and that we have a winner.
Of course, I'm the winner.
Now that I've solved the mystery, I'm going back to meet with my client. The intent to steal is not exactly a serious crime, but it can't go unpunished. I'll see you two later.
Miko, did you choose the Hagoita for the third round of the test of courage because you already knew about Chizuru?
Oh.
Miko, Lady Yae.
Of course she knows who Yae is.
I followed Kitsune Saigu around the Mikawa Flower Festival one year and saw her play Akitsu Hazura.
Asobi.
That was when I saw you. You didn't have a human form at the time and possessed only the earliest traces of sentience.
Oh, Miko's even older than
I
that.
remember now. You were on Kitsune Saigu's
Oh, and Yae was
shoulder.
just a little fox back
I
then
went for a
too.
stroll on the beach some time ago and sensed a familiar yokai power. Though your power was weak, I was still able to find you.
So Miko and
You were sitting in
Ayato
a
planned this
tree,
entire.
gazing at the tourists below. I overheard you telling yourself that you must be patient and avoid contact with humans.
Huh? When was that? I didn't notice you at all.
With
He's
your
always
powers being
watching.
so diminished, it was only natural that you didn't notice me. You must have been blaming yourself all this time. You knew Kamai and the samurai became friends as a result of Akitsu Hazura, a game connected
she's the
to your
fans from that
existence.
game.
At the time, I couldn't take on a human form like this. I had only a hazy sense of the outer world.
Yeah, such a unique model. I don't think
After
I've
they
seen a
first met
female
at the
model
Mikawa
like this.
Flower Festival, I
I
felt
can't think of
proud
another
to
female
know
model
that I
that
had
looks like
left a
this.
mark on their story. But after they said their final goodbyes, I could often hear Kamai sighing to himself. I couldn't help but hide, because I blamed myself. When I woke up again, the world had changed. Lady Yae, you are a well-known yokai. You must know many more things than I do. So I have a question for you. People meet, become friends, and then go their separate ways.
Yeah,
After such a
that's
short
part
time,
of being
they
alive.
leave only regret and sadness in their wake.
They leave
Is
memories.
it really worthwhile for us yokai to interact with humans?
They talked about this
Why
is
not?
really has so many
Tell me,
parallels with her
How
story
did you feel
quest.
when you played Akitsu Yugen with the Traveler?
I felt happy, but
But your rationality told you that it was wrong, didn't it? It
Quote
turns
unquote
out that there's still
rationality.
another piece to the story of Kamai and the samurai that you are missing.
What was
do
the
you
final
mean?
piece?
the samurai and Kamai never met again.
True, but the story doesn't end there. That samurai's name was Yanagibashi Takuto, who also happens to be the founder of the Soran Ishin art. It is believed that Takuto developed this style
Ishin
of swordsmanship
art?
while dueling with Kamai, who had also befriended the third-generation heir of the Soran Ishin art, Tominaga Masanari. 500 years ago, Kamai and Tominaga fought side by side until their final moments, and the sword Tominaga wielded was passed down from Yanagibashi.
Of course,
The
Miko
regret
knows
Kamai
what
once
actually
felt had
happened.
finally been resolved.
Oh, I never knew.
We yokai are not like humans. Humans have too short a lifespan, and the day
Too
will inevitably
short.
come when we must say
Even
goodbye.
Miko's like, yeah, they got too short.
However, the bond formed by friendship will not be broken, but rather carried on in a new form. There's no reason to be upset by this. Time flies by in an instant, and life passes by like a dream. So, you must be happy in the present. You should understand what I mean now.
Hey, compadres!
Ito.
Ito, what are you doing here?
Hitomi told me everything. And I also heard that you won the last round.
Of course I did.
I even know who the ghost lady is now. Anyway, I had a little discussion with the others, and,
And what?
Hey, you're that fox lady. Why are you here?
Miko, Fox Lady.
Please just disregard my presence. Now, tell us what you discussed.
Miko's always smug.
Alright, listen up. To celebrate the
I
want to
see more content of Miko outsmarting Ito.
Flower Festival.
Not that it's
I
hard.
gave it some real thought and realized that it might be kind of difficult for those little yokai to hold the festival on their own. But with my help, it won't be a problem. That's right. Arataki, the one and only Ito, will be in charge
The
of
one
organizing
and
the
only.
best Mikawa Flower Festival anyone's ever seen.
The one and only.
Hooray for Ito!
Oh,
She sounded so disappointed. She was like,
Can we really
oh.
trust this guy with a festival?
Well, it'll be fine. He
Hey,
hosted a music
what you trying to
festival
say?
months ago.
Besides, it won't just be me. Other people will help too. Even my
Your
bro Ayato
bro
is gonna be there.
Ayato.
Everyone's busy getting
Wow.
ready, and the festival will be up and running in no time. It won't be long until you can all join the fun.
The yokai in the background.
You're the best, Ito!
Ito's an Oni. He'll last for millennia. Not millennia, for years though. Ito sets up the festival with the yokai and the others. Look at Hoyoverse doing budget stuff again. Yoimiya's here. Goro's here.
and what would a festival be without me?
Without
I'll be sure
me.
to go have a look too.
Wow, Miko's so smug.
Ah, it has been some time since I've attended a festival. Fortunately, I brought sake with me.
I love sake.
Paimon's gotta admit, Ito does have his moments.
Oh, I'm sorry for the camera blip.
A festival, delicious food.
On Paimon. What is she thinking? Chizuru?
All right, I'll join. If you don't mind, that is.
Looks like the festival has started. Let's go check it out.
Changyun. I didn't mean to do that. Right, who can we talk to? Yoimiya?
Oh no! I almost had it!
Oh, starting to get the hang of it, huh? Keep
Oh,
trying.
and Toma's here. Let's talk to you. Yoko-san.
I want to become a great yokai, like the mighty Urakusai. Then I'll be able to help create a real Mikawa flower festival.
Where's the kappa? Oh, there's the kappa.
Oh, I sure
Toma.
bought a lot of stuff. I'll have to organize it all when I get back.
Oh no. You have your work cut out for you, Toma. Kappa?
I think I need to take a break.
I need a break. I'm probably gonna take one after this quest. I was gonna stream for longer, but I think a break would be a better idea. Yeah, let's do this cutscene. Goro?
Ito and
Ito
Goro.
and Goro.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I was just saying that if I had more time, I'd have built a massive fishing pond here.
Really now?
Fishing. You know, when I lived on Watatsumi Island, I used to just dive into the sea and catch fish with my bare hands.
Take it from an expert, using your hands to catch fish is nowhere near as fun as using a fishing rod. Just the other day, I caught a fish so big that I didn't even know how to handle it. I even wrote a letter to Yae Publishing House about it.
That's an unusual problem to have.
Huh? A big fish? How come you didn't tell us? Paimon could have helped you eat it.
Huh? You wrote a letter to Yae Publishing House?
Of course he did.
Oh, you bet I did. I wrote to the That's Life column and asked Miss Hina for advice.
Oh, miss.
She's so amazing. She got back to me really quickly, too.
Huh. What a coincidence. I do some part-time work there, and I recently received a similar letter.
Oh my gosh, they're
You mean the letter was
teasing
about dealing
it.
with a giant fish they caught?
No, he's not Miss Hina. No. Nobody say anything. We need to save him. Yeah, nothing.
Could it
Nothing.
be that there's someone as
No,
good
Ito's
at fishing
dumb.
as I am?
Of course, he's not gonna
Oh,
figure it
not
out
on
yet.
my watch.
They
Hey,
keep
you all go
teasing
enjoy
it.
the festival. Get out there and catch an even bigger fish. Just you wait. I'll be inviting you all to my fish feast.
Yoimiya's here too.
Aw, the string snapped. I was so close. Yoimiya, this is more difficult than it looks. Can you really fish out these water balloons with a string?
Don't worry. Let me show you a little trick. Just remember that your hand has to be quick. Yo-Yo Tsuri! Paimon's seen this game in some light novels before. Do you want to give it a shot? Close one eye, aim carefully, and fish it out quickly. Oh, it looks kinda tricky. Paimon will let the traveler try. You have to catch at least 3 water balloons since there's 3 of us.
But Yoimiya, if I close one eye, I won't be able to see anything.
Oh, Ayaka's here. It
so
saw you.
good.
Wow.
Yes, it feels like it's been ages since the last time I had some.
You mean you don't get to eat ramen very often, Ayaka? But it's so delicious!
So delicious.
Oh, it's you. We'll need 2 more bowls of ramen, please.
Now, who's
Food
serving
like
them
ramen
food?
and hot pot tend to have a lot of oil and salt, so I don't get to eat them very often.
Is she that concerned about oil and salt?
That's unfortunate.
Huh?
Yeah, now Paimon totally gets why Ayaka would put cake into hot pot.
Oh, because it doesn't have a lot of.
Oh, please.
Wait,
need to bring
I
that up
forgot
again.
about that from the arc.
Phew, I'm stuffed and feeling a little sleepy. I'm just gonna take a nap.
By the way,
I need a nap.
were there any special stalls at yokai festivals in the past?
Yes, but... well, it's a long story.
The story.
Paimon can't believe you couldn't get a single water balloon. You've gotten rusty. Chizuru managed to finally get one and gave it to Hitotsume Kozo.
He looked like he really wanted it.
But Paimon wanted one too.
All right, then I'll catch one for you next time.
Yay!
Yay! What are these
Come on
people
now, This is
thinking?
way more expensive than usual. Even if it is a festival, you shouldn't hike up the prices this much.
He's price
Hey, now it
gouging
costs money to run a
capitalism.
stall. I need to raise my prices to help cover the expenses, you know?
Fair enough. How about 5 masks for 30% off? Final offer.
Soma, what a deal.
All right, all right.
It's so hot. Feels like I'm being roasted here.
Don't get too close. It's better to keep a few steps back.
Yeah.
I know. It's just so rare to see such a nice bonfire. I want to get as close as I can to enjoy it.
There are many beautiful things in the world. There's no need to be anxious. The festival has only just begun.
Yeah, it only just be.
I was surprised that you didn't even tell your sister. It seems she was
Oh,
quite
see, I
frightened
knew
too.
it. Ayato and Miko were behind
It
this
would have been
all.
uninteresting had I told her what was going to happen ahead of time.
You both are
Besides,
evil. You're the
With
Jesse
her
and James
friends
of
by her side,
Inazuma.
she wouldn't ever be too scared. Having a little fright is good to release any tension she might have accumulated lately.
You're evil. You're both
Everything
evil.
went according to plan. People started to panic as soon as they sensed that they had no idea what was happening.
They're
How amusing.
so chaotic.
Yes, well done.
Hey, you two, stop laughing! It was scary!
Have you finished exploring the festival?
I guess. Just about.
Well then, are you having a good time?
Yeah, it's great!
As much as we can
The
when we're on
original
a
Mikawa Flower
little
Festival was
beach.
much more lively.
Yeah.
Well, even if you could attend the original, you probably wouldn't be as happy as you are now. Because it's always more fun to enjoy a festival with friends, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well then, I'm guessing you have something you want to say to him alone? We'll leave you in peace.
What did you want to say to us?
Ah, you saw through me again. I can't help but feel you somehow know everything.
It's not that I know everything. It's just that I've been in your position before.
Oh,
Traveler,
I guess
do you
she
have a
remembered
moment?
something.
I'd like to talk to you. Alone on the beach.
Okay. So I heard there's a bunch of people around here. Let's see. Miko and Ayato.
Saying goodbye is also part of a festival.
Yes. Every celebration must come to an end.
Aw. Everything must come to an end, yo.
I want to become a then I'll
Oh,
be
she's this before. Kazuha? He's here.
Are you enjoying yourself? How about we go eat together?
I would be glad to do that. Yeah, I would love that. These two might have different dialogue now.
Weird. Where did all the fish go?
What?
Don't worry. Let's go try another spot.
Where? That doesn't sound good. What could they have done to the fish? Toma?
Oh, I sure bought a lot of stuff. I'll have to...
Oh, you have to organize it all when you get back. Where's Ayaka? Oh. Sayu's asleep me.
One bowl of ramen shouldn't hurt, right?
Oh, she sounds so tired. One bowl of ramen won't be that bad. Alright, meet Hana Yuda Chizuru at the beach. I'm so sad that Heizo's gone. I guess since he finished his investigation, he went home. I wanna go home. I wanna go home. I'm gonna get DMCA'd. That song is what I have in the brain right now.
All right, here will do. Thank you for agreeing to come with me.
Don't mention it.
Actually, I was delighted when I first discovered that I could take on a human form. I was a yokai derived from a pair of Hagoita who came into being in the middle of a festival, so naturally I enjoyed the lively festival atmosphere. I wanted to go to more festivals, become friends with humans, and play Akitsu Yugen with them. But every evening, as night began to set in, I'd recall the bitter smile of the old samurai as he set down the Hagoita, and the lonely Kamai sighing as he drank his sake. Then I would wonder, if I became friends with a human, would that person experience the same melancholy in the future? As a result, I was convinced that I couldn't do it. I told myself I would not repeat that same mistake.
I can understand what you...
I'm sorry that I spoke so strangely when we first met. I'm sure it must
I know,
have
I've seen a
scared
lot
you.
of comments from
I
people
expected
bashing
you
her
to
voice
flee in
acting,
terror.
but
But when we met again,
she really
you
is a
acted like
good
you had no trouble
character.
being around me. I knew you mistook me as
I
one
hope
of the
they
yokai.
consider doing
But
more
instead
eye
of
patch
telling you the
characters like this as a
truth,
playable
I
character
went
in the
and played
future.
Akitsu Yugen with you.
So why though?
I'm not completely sure myself. Perhaps it's because I've always wanted to be like Kamai and play Akitsu Yugen with humans. Or perhaps it was because I knew I didn't have much time left, and I didn't want to be alone. Anyway,
That makes sense.
thank you for taking the time to play with me.
Wait, why are we dot dot dot?
When we played Akitsu Yugen, Paimon said the loser would have to grant the winner a wish. At the time, I wished for us to never cross paths again. However, you still came and found me. Meaning, you never granted my wish. So, can I make another wish?
I guess as long as I can fulfill it.
Let me think. I wish for you to remember me. No. I only have one wish, so I better make it count. Okay. Listen carefully. My wish is I wish that every day of your journey
Aw.
ahead will be filled with joy, like a festival.
He's gone. Thank you. I hope this traveler's journey ends with joy. One day. He's gone. And that is the end of Akitsu Kimodameshi. It was a very short, simple event. I liked it. It's such a shame because I have not seen people talk about this event. This event did not really pick up with people on TikTok, for example. I haven't seen... I usually see a bunch of posts about events during the first week or so, but this one didn't really have that. I guess people really overlooked this event and didn't think much of it. But I like short, simple stories like this. I assume everyone has new dialogue. Sayu's here. Let's talk to everyone one more time. Me? Sayu.
Grown taller.
Eh.
I'm so tall. Everyone else looks so tiny now.
Yoimiya?
Every year when the fireworks go off, I say to myself, another year has already passed.
Yeah, another year
As
has
each year
passed.
passes by, your life gradually approaches its end.
Yeah, it
But
does.
I don't think that's a bad thing. Like I always say, fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
Friends are forever. Miko? Oh, hey, Zoe's here.
When Ayato approached me about holding the Test of Courage event, it dawned on me that this would be the perfect opportunity to help Chizuru face her problem.
Wow, you both are such
Kai and the samurai's
masterminds.
parting was one of the first things she experienced when she was partially sentient and didn't have her human form yet. This was a very traumatic experience for her, and she could never come to grips with it by reasoning alone. The best option for her was to directly interact with humans. There's no need to feel sad. I believe she was content when she left us.
I will live out. I will live out as much as I can. As the traveler. Ayato?
So, did you enjoy the test of courage?
Of course.
Once I learned of the yokai's intentions to hold a festival, I wanted to spread the word and attract people to their event. However, it occurred to me that doing so might be overly ambitious. If we marketed the Mikawa Flower Festival from the get-go, people would have arrived with insatiably high expectations. So I decided on using the Test of Courage's notoriety to attract
I guess it makes sense.
and left the rest to the yokai. I had an inkling that their presence would spice up the event.
You just love scamming. Yoko? Will you be here for the next Mikawa Flower Festival? Well, if they have one next year, yeah. Ayaka?
After hearing Chizuru describe the original Mikawa Flower Festival, I wanted to arrange another chance to talk with her about it.
She's gone.
I didn't expect that would be our last conversation.
Yeah. Yoshiharu? It is great if festivals were held like this every day. Hitomi. I've been practicing for a really long time so that I'll actually scare people. I can finally take a break from that now. He's those cut. Kappa? I love playing with human. Ito?
Lifespans, partings. It really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
It does.
All I know is I'll never regret meeting you.
I won't either. Goro?
It was heartbreaking to learn of Chizuru's story.
Yeah.
To be honest, I experienced that same kind of sorrow when I'm on the
Yeah,
battlefield.
it's just a part of being
I
alive.
don't know when I'll lose my comrades. So, I try to appreciate every moment.
Believe it. Oma?
Even though I knew my lord had most likely planned everything
Of
before
course
the
you
test
knew.
of courage even began, I was still caught off guard. But in retrospect, it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad to hear you had fun. Tomohiro? The The sales are rapidly increasing today. We're almost running out of stock. Haha. Of course we love scamming. Bozo? I'll always treasure this water balloon. And I believe our last people to talk to are Kazuha and Heizo.
Will you have some time in the next few days, Kazuha?
Oh, they do know
I'd
each
like
other.
you to work on a case with me.
A case?
Oh, did you run into some trouble?
Not exactly. It's just an old case with almost no tangible leads. But I believe your attuned sense of nature might allow us to discover some new clues.
Sure. I can stay after the festival and we can go investigate together.
Great. Thank you.
My pleasure. It's no trouble at all.
And the animal boys are off to an adventure together. Da, da, da. But yeah, overall this is a good event. It wasn't the best out there, obviously, but it was what I wanted out of an event. It was short and sweet, but if you made it to this point in the stream bod, thank you so much for watching. I like the event stories. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And I think the next video I have for Genshin on the channel will be the patch 3.4 live stream. So look forward to that. I appreciate you all so much, and I hope I can catch you in whatever I do next for the YouTube channel there. Just keep an eye out, alright? I've been kind of low energy about the holidays, but I appreciate the support, and I am so close to 300 subscribers, so please consider subscribing on the channel.